What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. How y'all doing today? Today, we want to know why are we scared to keep it real? Right? We're going to listen to Miss Fontanette, whatever, and she's going to say some things, and I'm going to go in there a little bit and show why is it difficult. Yo, what's good? This is going to be a good one, right? We're going to know why we scared to keep it real. And I'm going to lay some groundwork here is, why can't you just come outside and just want to have sex? You know what I mean? We talk about why is everybody scared to keep it real, right? That's what we talk about today, Faye. What's up, Faye? Ooh. All right, so yeah, people, everybody wants to beat around the fucking bush about what they want from people or how they want to be with people. Nobody just wants to come out and say, this is what I want for you. Everybody want to play games. And it's really immature. It's really kind of, I would say, stupid, right? You might as well keep it real. You might as well keep it real. At least you know that as long as you're transparent about what you want from an individual or what you are to an individual, you guys don't have to sit here and play footsies about, do they like me? Do they love me? Do they want me? Do they this? Are they using me? All these things are just trivial, right? And a lot of this comes with because a lot of people are delusional, right? They think that the homies want to, oh, she likes me for me and my personality, but don't think she doesn't want him to be a provider, right? They don't think that, oh, she wants me to be a provider and all these other things, right? So it's just everybody, I guess, thinks that they're better than, are too good to be, how I want to say this. I believe people I think people want to be lied to. I think people like being lied to. So I'm gonna pull this video up, and we're gonna see what this conversation is going to take us.
In person, I say it on camera. Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the Ball Alert Show. I go by the name Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, BT.
Sarah, pronounce your last name so I can say it right.
Fontenot.
Sarah Fontenot in the building.
Hey! The number one shit talker on social media.
Damn, that's how you feel.
Hey, I gotta give you some spirit fingers real quick. You know what I'm saying?
They were talking about you at the barbershop too.
For real?
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, I know I told you this in person. I say it on camera. They sent me your page. I was like, all right, whatever. I clicked a video. I said, oh, I like her. I'm smelling what you selling.
I received that.
Yeah.
It's tough out here. It's funny because I feel like a lot of women struggle with me because I come with a lot of accountability. But the men love me because they want the women to hear what I'm saying because we know I'm telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
At least from my perspective.
You go viral, I want to say daily.
Yeah, pretty often.
I seen something that you went viral for like months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you really just calling folks out.
Yes.
Men and women.
Yes.
And, usually women don't like to be called out.
At all.
We were doing some content, our radio station content nights upon the beat, Monday through Friday, 2 to 7. And our co-host Jojo Alonzo, she's our co-worker. She said, "Oh, when I apologize, it hurts a part in her body. Like she has pain in her chest when she apologizes." I said, "Damn, does all women feel this way?" She was like,
JoJo also is a little ignorant.
Lululemon.
She's a little ignorant.
Lululemon.
We gotta add some context to the conversation.
So before we even go there, where is Sarah from? Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, so I moved to America by myself when I was 20 years old,
Okay.
but I went to LA first. So I was in LA for 15 years, and now I'm here in Atlanta. It's been about 2.5.
Now, what made you leave LA?
Man, LA was so chill. I was doing all the semi-retired stuff. I was doing Pilates and facials and manicures and brunches. And then I did this podcast because I've been a speaker over 10 years, right? And I did a podcast, and then I got invited because of this podcast to a dinner where everybody that spoke on that podcast went to the dinner. And I met another person who had a podcast, and they asked me to go speak on it. And so I went to speak on this podcast, and the guy was like, "Oh my God, you need to be my co-host." And I was like, "Wait, what? What are you even talking about?" He's like, "You need to be my co-host." And I was like, "Don't say it unless you mean it. First of all, second of all, let me think about it." And then I really started thinking about it, and the energy in Atlanta is just different.
Mhm.
I would really got here and was like, I ain't doing nothing. So I decided to move to Atlanta. I literally picked up and I left. Now it took me 6 months to make the decision, but once I make a decision, that's it.
And you go viral for
What up, Finesse?
holding men and women accountable.
Mhm.
Most notably, which leads me to the topic of the day.
Oh, it's spicy.
Oh, what's the topic of the day?
I don't know.
It's on Ball Alert.
Oh,
Today's topic of the day is having a type limiting your chances at real love.
ooh.
Because you know, people have a type, but maybe the type that you have is limiting you finding that person who's really for you.
Well, some people type don't match them. And what I mean by that is that some
Some of their
people,
pockets.
I mean, it ain't even got to be financially. It could be looks, because it might be certain people that ain't looking up to part of people that they want to get with.
I agree with that. I feel like a lot of people want folks that they're not qualified for. For men, I feel like a lot of men in their bank account are not qualified for the women that they want. And I feel like a lot of women that don't do the work to be attractive inside and out they don't deserve the man that has all of the options, you know? And we live in this delusion, especially us as women. We be the most delusional ones, being like, "Ooh, he better be 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6-pack, and 6 inches." Homegirl, you ain't been to the gym in 10 years. You don't drink water. You ain't read a book since high school.
She just said it straight up. A lot of you niggas don't qualify because you don't have the bank account. My homies don't want to hear that though. Right? They don't want to hear. They want a lot of homies are delusional say, "Oh, I want a woman to love me for my personality and my moral thinking." Just keep it real. We know that personality is in a pie chart, right? She just ain't gonna fuck with a lame. But don't think that you're gonna be a woman and you ain't gonna be able to get to the bag. At least have some sort of ambition or a good idea of a decent plan that y'all can go somewhere and get there. She might mess with you for a little while, as long as you're, executing. But nigga, ain't nobody these women ain't out here trying to be with a broke nigga. They just ain't. I didn't make them that way. That's just the way it is. That's the game. The game is the game.
And that was even a struggle, so I feel like when we get real, like all jokes aside, if you aren't working on you, you don't have that coming. That's what I think.
So can we all agree that you are what you put out as well? So for example, if the energy that of the people that is your type, is that the energy you're putting out as well? Meaning like, okay, I don't got all my shit together and I'm attracting ain't shit motherfuckers.
Well, I also believe that's like an ignorant term to have, because if you
do we see that though? Do we see that in the dating pool? Because
people think people date based on their environment.
But isn't that the environment? Is that what I'm saying? Like, are you attracting who you are?
I think so. And also, I think if you're a woman and you're attractive, now you attract it all.
Yeah.
Because men, especially masculine men, they want an aesthetic at the end of the day. So for my ladies, look, life hack. I'm not saying you got to be a 0. I'm not saying you got to be a size 2. What I am saying is do the best with your genetic potential. Take care of yourselves. Have good hygiene. Because what happens inside of that means like you're going to just have a better pool of options of men because men want a woman that looks good.
And we easy.
And well, that
Hey, no.
y'all ain't really that easy though.
I mean,
We easy.
Nah.
Man, if you
we're
see
easier.
man,
True.
listen,
True.
there are men that I'm gonna base it on how women look at it. There are men that are high value that make hundreds of millions of dollars. You
Yep.
look at athletes, and then you look at some of the girls they done hit, and you like, well, I'm talking about smash.
Okay.
Let me get right, smash.
Right.
And you like, man, how did it happen?
Lonely night.
We easy.
But no, you easy for the night, but you're not easy for them to make you a wife. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that they have all this value because they got all these blue check marks in their DMs. But the truth is that man doesn't value you. He wants to smash you.
Mhm.
He just wants to give you attention. He don't want to give you respect. And so I think it's important for us as women to be mindful. Like, what are we really doing and how are we really being and how are we really moving? Because it goes back to what you said. Looks will get you in the.
But let's keep it real. Even when you marry someone, there's still qualifications. You still, right? You still want them to have sex with you, right? You still want to. When you marry someone, you don't say, "Oh, let the sex get bad. I don't care." That still needs to be up there. Everything. Listen, to get married, everything got to be hidden, and then after you get married, you got to keep going, right? You got to keep going. So, yes, does everybody meet each other, want to smash each other? And this is what kills me about America, right? Two people meet, they want to fuck each other, but then everybody wants to beat around the bush. Don't say it like that. Don't say you want to fuck. What do you want me to say? Say, on Netflix and chill. What the fuck? Nobody wants to. A lot of people play a lot of games about what they want, and they sugarcoat shit. And I'm just like, why do we play ring around the fucking rosies just to get to the fucking posies when we both know what we want? Keep it real. Stand on 10 toes down. If you want sex from this girl, hey, obviously she wants sex with you. Y'all need to keep it real. Why we gotta? Oh well, I want to take you to Coffee Beans. I want to walk in the park with you. No, I want you. I want you to. Let's get to it. Right? So why we gotta play all these fucking games? Right? Why do we? And I blame both the men and women. I blame the women in a way where, because you guys kind of get on motherfuckers about how they say things, but I blame the men as well, because who gives a fuck? You're gonna say, if you can't tell her the truth, then why the fuck are you talking to her? If you can't tell her how you truly feel, then why the fuck you playing games with her? Why you want to try to, pretend to be this when you really want that? When you know you want that, you want what you want. So, it is, I just think, in this country, as all this success we got, all this, this communication we got, we all gotta live like fucking lies and just can't say what we truly feel. Because why? People can't handle the truth. People won't want to hear, hey, what's up, baby? Let's go to the back room and fuck. People want to hear that. Who excuse me? Right? Or even if a girl come to a guy and say, look, I just want to smash and I don't really want to, the dudes feel like a certain type of way, like, oh, she, this kid, okay, this kid, get to it. And if we like each other on the back end, after we do what we do, cool, we continue. If it wasn't all that, then we move on, right? Time is valuable, is what I'm saying. Time is valuable. My time is valuable, at least. I don't want to sit here and waste time trying to figure out where I need to go or where I'm trying to go. Right? I'm a hustler. Right? I'm very ambitious about the things I want. And I'm going to make me know what I want off the top. Because I'm not wasting people's time, and I don't want people to waste my time. I believe that we should be transparent with whoever we're dealing with, so that way we can get it out the way. If they don't like you like that, boom, they're not going to continue on. And if you don't like them like that, you're not going to continue on. But the best way to be is be who you are, be true to yourself. And don't try to fake it so you can get in there and then look stupid.
The door, but it's your character that keeps you there.
What are some things that men need to do or need to work on to attract the right person?
I personally think that there are 3 things that every man needs, and he should not date unless it's for fun. Do the fun thing, but don't get serious until you know who you are, you know God, and you feel good in your bank account. And until you have those 3 things, I don't think, because you're going to be measuring. It's like, have you ever noticed that it's the people that don't make any money that want to shame the women that want a man that has it?
Yeah.
Rich men are like, of course she wants me for my money and everything else that I have to offer. But a broke, I call them disgruntled broke men, and broke is not a dollar amount, it's a mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they the loudest ones. Have you guys ever noticed that the women that hate on beautiful women that get all of the things, they're the ones that don't take care of themselves.
Trash.
They don't go to the gym, they ain't read a book, they're not focused on themselves, right? So just making sure you're doing your best to be your best you makes the biggest difference.
I agree.
So you can tell this type of woman here is going to keep it real with you. Now you pull up and you look like you're not capable. She's letting you know you're not my type. And this is the type of woman I like, right? I know what it is. She's going to tell you, you have been there, you're playing with the game in her mind. I broke, disgruntled, or whatever. She's going to let you know. I like women. I like my women to be transparent. I like my women to keep it real because I'm going to keep it real with them. I feel that if we keep it real with each other, we have a better chance. If we're going to work it out, we have a better chance to put everything together. That way, nothing's coming to a shocking, oh, well, you told me this, or I thought that. I think that we should be transparent up top. I mean, of course, you don't tell your damn secrets, what you did 20 years. We know that, but we're just talking about your intentions for this person. The basic fundamental, you should be telling this person exactly where you stand. And then, once again, let me preface that. Don't be talking about you, I want to marry you and shit like that. But more so that, look, I love your body. I want you. I'm here to take pleasure in that. Instead of trying to, talk about, oh, yeah, so what's your favorite color? When you really don't care. You really don't care.
Agree with that because a lot of dudes complain about like the brokies.
Yes.
What the internet call them, the brokies. They always be like, man, this dude bought her this and did this and flew. He's a trick. And I'm like, no, brother, you just broke. You just broke.
And it's vice versa. I want to shout out my wife, man. She was one of the first women to take me out on a date.
Oh.
I was very like the things that she did and the things that I saw made me stop and cause like for a pause. Like it literally, I was like, oh, and then things that she required of me, like it was required for me to date her. So like I had to date her. I mean, one time it was this is a funny story. She's probably gonna be mad this comes out, but we went to Wendy's. Well, I was hungry. I was like, yo, let's stop by Wendy's. She was in line with a crazy look in her face. She was like, I don't know, motherfucking Wendy's. I was like, hey, what? Literally, I'm hungry. I want goddamn Junior Bacon cheeseburger, no mayo. That's what I want. You goddamn want to go to goddamn house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know something about house? Okay, anyway. And that's not who she is. It's just more so like she was like, look, I want to spend time with you. I don't want to spend time with you at Wendy's today.
Yeah.
Let's go. We could do Wendy's another day. Like she was like, we going out to eat, right? And I was like, yeah. I drove by Wendy's. So she was like, it's almost like let her down. Like, we at Wendy's. We could have got you could got
Because it's a
that.
fast conversation. She wanted to get to know
She
you.
wanted to sit
You
down.
go to the nice
you know what I'm
restaurants,
saying?
take a little time for them to prep that food. You know what I mean?
But I look past it's not about how much I'm spending at the dinner. It's the quality of where we're at
Yes.
and having the quality conversation.
Yeah.
I looked further than what it projected, because I was like, wait, we can't chill at Wendy's and have a conversation?
Right.
Because I feel like we can do that too.
Yes.
But it wasn't a Wendy's type of thing that she was interested in having at that particular moment.
Yeah, and that's okay because we as women, we're finicky. But what I will say is some of these women are brokies too.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is all they have to offer is their body.
Mm.
You empty. If all you have to offer is that's prostitution.
Man,
If you get it after a meal, it's straight up prostitution. I don't know if I could say that, but I said it and I meant it and I said it from my chest. If all you want is what a man
Said
could
it
do
from
from
your
you, yeah, if all you want is what a man could do for you, if all you want is the dating experience, get it how you live it, boo. But we all know it's a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. But also, you know what? I don't care about the lifestyle. I care about the entrepreneurial young women that are looking up to these girls, and the Chanel shoes and the Bentley trucks and I have a lot of those things. However, I have real businesses. They laying on their backs, acting like they're entrepreneurs, and that's my
Tuning
struggle.
it up.
I'm just you know,
Throwing it back.
you know. Is that? I don't know if that's too honest. I don't know. Is that too honest?
No, I live.
And I respect the way she's talking. I respect her position. You know, her position is keeping it real.
Literally was telling one of my friends, I said, man, social media is becoming like legal prostitution.
Oh my God, yes.
Anytime I go on Instagram, if you got your ass out, what are you doing that for? It used to be you can imagine, like try to imagine what a woman looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you really get to know her. Now it's like I could just go on Instagram and see what your girl toting back there.
Forget Instagram. You can go to the grocery store and see some booty cheeks.
So can.
Girl, why you got your cheeks out in the store? And then we got little kids. That's the problem. Time and place.
Mhm.
You know, and I actually feel that's kind of one of the reasons why men don't really like women anymore. Like they don't really value women anymore because we're not holding our value. Everything is easy. And if it's easy, don't nobody want it. One of the things that makes you valuable is exclusivity. If everybody can have it, why would I want it? If you out here getting smashed by 18 guys a month, that's not value. That's, to somebody it might be, but not to high value, high earning masculine
Not
or
the man
high
that these
value.
women praise.
Yeah, they ain't gonna get it.
So this is why I say when a man finds a value woman,
Yes.
he literally pauses and stops. He'd be like, oh, this is what value means.
Mhm.
Because I'm saying when it happened to me, I just was like, oh, okay. Like everything just made sense into, okay, got it. I gotta have my shit together even more.
That part.
You know, and then I also realized that having a value woman is an asset
Yes.
and not a bill.
Yes.
Mhm.
And once I saw that, because like she's teaching me and putting me on game about, oh, you can save money doing this, you can save money doing this. I didn't know that you can put your utilities on a set rate
Yep.
and pay the same thing every day. So you're not paying $500 in the wintertime because
Yep.
the heat is on, and $400 in the wintertime for the, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
she's literally putting me on game.
Yes.
I'm over here like, wow, I really love you. I love you. Like,
I like-
I'm never gonna leave
Oh,
you.
you're changing my life.
Yeah, like well, that's what I be wanting. But I feel like when a man has that and he finds that in an other spouse,
Mm,
I just be like, damn, okay, it makes sense.
Mm.
And to the people who maybe, because I think people are seeking it too.
mm.
I don't think that's a good idea to seek it. I think you should just maintain who you are as a person and continue to grow and evolve. And I feel like the right situation is a timing thing.
And
Agreed.
better yourself.
'Cause
Yes.
if you're out there specifically looking, you're gonna try to piece things together that shouldn't be pieced.
Facts.
And then you get into a point where you get let down.
Yes.
And you don't want to get let down in a relationship, because then you look at the person and you be like,
yeah. And then it's resentment.
But that's what's sad about this generation now is like everybody is like seeking for something. They
I can see
seeking
the whole
for
package
fame.
online. I can see everything about you online. I
Yeah.
can literally go and scroll down. I can know exactly what it looked like
Mhm.
before I hit that.
Oh my God.
Online.
But that's
Mr. Watts 100, how you doing, sir?
What's happening? What's happening? How you? How you?
You ain't being delusional today, are you? You ain't coming.
I'm, I'm always delusional.
You know, it's hard to homies, man. The homies be, I love them, but it's like we're so delusional about these women, man, about what the women capabilities are, or what can we accept as men? You know what I mean? It's really, we're coming around slowly, but surely. But the women are moving at a light rate of speed, man. They're not playing. They're not playing. Yeah.
No, they not. They not. I mean, I don't really think it's that we don't understand like what they can do. Like I think men generally do understand what women can do. Like they have the ability to do a lot, positive and negative. So I don't think it's that we doubt what they can do. I don't think that's it at all.
No. So on that point, I agree with you. But what I'm talking about, right, is the negative stuff, right? On what type of negative stuff, or what is deemed, I would say, very negative, right, or intolerable. When we're dealing in the keeping it real world, right? Nobody really wants to be kept it real to. And just be honest about it. The women don't want us to keep it real with them in a lot of different areas, and we don't want women to keep it real with us in a lot of different areas, right? Although I do believe the women are keeping it real more than we are on a grand scale of things. They are coming in and listing out their expectations. They're saying what they want, right? 6 foot, all the stuff they want, and they're like, whatever. If you can't handle it, keep it pushing. Where we still kind of, we want people to love us for our character. Like we still this morality. We still this morality.
No. See, that's where the confusion come in, because when men were leading with I'm a provider and I'm a protector, that was okay for a while, but now we're being told that that's not enough. Like, so wait, hold on, wait. So you said, you told me you wanted me to pay bills and take care of you, and that was enough. Now you're telling me that's not enough. Hold on, wait. So now, okay, cool. So since it's not about my money, then you should be worried about who I am as a person. Then, like, if you're gonna tell me that's what it is, like, if they're moving the goalpost, then cool. Let me go with what you're saying. You said it's not about money; it's about character. Cool. Then why are you only focused on my money and not my character?
Yeah. So we're gonna listen to find out. We're gonna see. I'm gonna run a little back. And I'm gonna show how she dog walked this down. And I want you to see what she's saying. Look, watch this.
Like,
I've definitely been watching.
because if you
Do we see that though? Do we see that in the dating pool? Because
people think people date based on their environment.
but isn't that the environment? Isn't that what I'm saying? Like, are you attracting who you are?
I think so. And also, I think if you're a woman and you're attractive, now you attract it all.
Yeah.
Because men, especially masculine men, they want an aesthetic at the end of the day. So for my ladies, look, life hack. I'm not saying you got to be a 0. I'm not saying you got to be a size 2. What I am saying is do the best with your genetic potential. Take care of yourselves. Have good hygiene. Because what happens inside of that means like you're going to just have a better pool of options of men because men want to.
I'm gonna go back a little more.
I don't know.
It's on Ball Alert.
Oh.
Today's topic of the day
Okay, here we
is
go.
having a type limiting your chances at real love.
Ooh.
Because, you know, people have a type, but maybe the type that you have is limiting you finding that person who's really for you.
Well, some people type don't match them. And what I mean by that is that
Some of the pockets.
I mean, it ain't even got to be financially. It could be looks, because it might be certain people that ain't looking up to part of people that they want to get with.
I agree with that. I feel like a lot of people want folks that they're not qualified for. For men, I feel like a lot of men in their bank account are not qualified for the women that they want. And I feel like a lot of women that don't do the work to be attractive inside and out they don't deserve the man that.
So, and this is where the ball meets the brick. She said it straight up. Some men can't deal because their bank account can't deal. Like she's straight. She's shitting straight to the gut.
So,
Right?
so my problem, my problem with this is, okay, if you're telling me that I'm dating based on my environment, that means that I'm probably dating someone who lives in the same neighborhood that I live in, probably works in the same career field or same area that I work in, is at the same income level that I'm. If I'm dating based on my income, then how am I dating outside of what I can afford? How does that make sense?
Say that again.
If I'm dating based on my environment, that means that I am dating the people that live in the neighborhoods that I live in, that work the jobs in the career fields and areas that I work in, and have the same income level that I'm working at. So how is it that I'm dating outside of my pocket if I'm dating in my environment? How does that
So
make
typically, like, so if you work, let's say you work in, let's say you work in a warehouse, you know, but the warehouse manager is a woman and she's fine, right? She's obviously making more than you, and guys are trying to shoot their shot at it, not realizing that they don't have a chance because women of that caliber at that level either wants a man that's equal to her or better. So that's what she's saying. Like a lot of these men are delusional, probably asking her out over and over again. Oh, would you like to go out? And they really don't qualify in her mind.
Okay, but Ruthless, if we so you talk about living in reality. So if we gonna live in reality, big dog, the same ones that work the same position, the same level,
Right.
all of us we all getting the same hourly rate right now, right? So me as a warehouse worker trying to talk to another warehouse worker who's a female, it is very possible that this warehouse working female is going to tell me that Applebee's does not qualify as a first date for her. So she's telling me that I'm dating outside of my range and we work the same. Like, how does that make sense? How?
Because women always look for men to better them. This is the problem. This is the delusion, right? Let me how I put this. I'm gonna frame this. That's like you said. Let's take care. We both in the warehouse worker. We make the same amount of money. We both on the same level. From a man's point, see, our mentality is different. Because we don't require women to have economic success, or that's not really a major qualifier for us. It's okay to date across, right? To see a woman on your level and be like, okay, hey, let's pull up, let's do this. But them women who are, I would say, on your level look down on you because they're looking at you like, how can you improve my life? Now, this is why these work relations never last, right? They always go wrong because women, in their mind, they like to level up. So they might mess with the guy on the level for a little bit, but then they say to themselves, like, I'm not living like this. Like, I need more or I want more. And this guy's not able to, in their mind, and it's a delusion. Let me preface this. This is an illusion, right? You might be the best guy for them. You might be that dude. But thanks to social media, she's looking, right? And she got a couple of friends that, their man's put up a Mercedes and buying them things, and she's watching this, right? And she's seeing it on social media. Oh, look what my man Boo did for me with my bike. Ooh. And he take her to Roof Chris or Mastro's. And now she's looking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? He can't take me like, we have never been there. And this is the I would say the cancer that starts in the mind of the woman towards the man. And this is how you get these breakups, a lot of these arguments. That's why I think number one is irreconcilable differences. That's the reason for divorce, right? And number two is finances, right? These women will leave you if you do not elevate them eventually, in a lot of cases. And that's what she's representing here. But to your point, 100 watts, this is our thinking. So I totally agree with you from man to man, right? That's exactly how I view it. I'm not really tripping on her money. Like, I'm not really, it's cool. I mean, it's a little attractive, but it's not really the baseline. I'll be with this chick. I don't care. We both making $25 an hour. Shit, we cool. That's even better. Shit, we both can. At least I don't have to worry about her asking me and bugging me. But that's not how women look at it. Women don't look at it like we look at it. And this is why the argument of what is a good woman, a woman looking for a good man, falls short of what men think a woman think a good man is. Because we think, oh, you need to find a good man, right?
Which is where the questions come in, trying to find the clarification. Like help a nigga understand. Help a nigga understand, because the goalposts keep moving. So if the goalposts gonna keep moving, you gotta tell me where it's at. Every time you move, you gotta tell me where you moved it to. Because again, what was the qualifiers are no longer matter now. The qualifiers are now the bare minimum.
Yeah, but the women are one moving the goalposts.
Exactly. No, we're not disagreeing there at all. We're not disagreeing there.
And they will continue to move the goalposts. The same.
Which is why we're going to continue having people not want to be in relationships.
Yeah.
Or
And
men not wanting to be in relationships.
Yes, because this is the problem. But I'm just trying to help the homies out who are delusional to think that when they meet a woman, that they're getting with the woman. No, they're getting with her feelings and her emotions. That's what they're tying themselves to, which can hijack, you know what I'm saying, anything that you did in the beginning, it could change in the end. So we're going to let Miss Font, whatever it is, break it down for us.
Has all of the options, and we live in this delusion, especially us as women. We be the most delusional ones, being like, ooh.
You see what you just said? Say the most delusional ones.
He better be 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6-pack, and 6 inches. Homegirl, you ain't been to the gym in 10 years. You don't drink water. You ain't read a book since high school, and that was even a struggle. So I feel like when we get real, like, all jokes aside, if you aren't working on you, you don't have that coming. That's what I think.
So can we all agree that you are what you put out as well? So, for example, if the energy that of the people that is your type, is that the energy you're putting out as well? Meaning, like, okay, I don't got all my shit together, and I'm attracting ain't shit motherfuckers.
Well, I also believe that's like an ignorant term to have, because if you
do, we see that though? Do we see that in the dating pool? Because
people think people date based on their environment.
But isn't that the environment? Is that what I'm saying? Like, are you attracting who you are?
I think so. And also, I think if you're a woman and you're attractive, now you attract it all.
Yeah.
Because men, especially masculine men, they want an aesthetic at the end of the day. So for my ladies, look, life hack. I'm not saying you got to be a 0. I'm not saying you got to be a size 2. What I am saying is do the best with your genetic potential. Take care of yourselves. Have good hygiene. Because what happens inside of that means, like, you're going to just have a better pool of options of men, because men want a woman that looks good.
And we easy.
And, well, that.
Hey, no.
Y'all ain't really that easy, though.
I mean, we easy.
Nah.
Man, if you
we're
see
easier.
Man,
true.
Listen,
true.
There are men that I'm gonna base it on how women look at it. There are men that are high value that make hundreds of millions of dollars. You look at athletes, and then you look at some of the girls they done hit, and you like, well, I'm talking about smash.
Okay.
Let me get right, smash.
Right.
And you like, how did it happen?
Lonely night.
We easy.
But no, you easy for the night, but you're not easy for them to make you a wife. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that they have all this value because they got all these blue check marks in their DMs. But the truth is that man doesn't value you. He wants to smash you.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to give you attention. He don't want to give you respect. And so I think it's important for us as women to be mindful. Like, what are we really doing, and how are we really being, and how are we really moving? Because it goes back to what you said. Looks will get you in the door, but it's your character that keeps you there.
What are some things that men need to do or need to work on to attract the right person.
I personally think that there are 3 things that every man needs, and he should not date unless it's for fun. Do the fun thing, but don't get serious until you know who you are, you know God, and you feel good in your bank account. And until you have those 3 things, I don't think, because you're going to be measuring. It's like, have you ever noticed that it's the people that don't make any money that want to shame the women that want a man that has it?
Yeah.
Rich men are like, of course she wants me for my money and everything else that I have to offer. But a broke, I call them disgruntled broke men, and broke is not a dollar amount, it's a mindset, right?
Mhm.
It's like they the loudest ones. Have you guys ever noticed that the women that hate on beautiful women that get all of the things, they're the ones that don't take care of themselves.
Trash.
They don't go to the gym, they ain't read a book, they're not focused on themselves, right? So just making sure you're doing your best to be your best you makes the biggest difference.
I agree with that, because a lot of dudes complain about like the brokies.
Yes.
What the internet call them, the brokies. They always be like, man, this dude bought her this and did this and flew. He's a trick. And I'm like, no, brother, you just broke. You just broke.
And it's vice versa. I want to shout out my wife, man. She was one of the first women to take me out on a date.
Oh,
I was very like the thing.
And and this is where, a lot of us are divided on. You know what I mean? A lot of us are divided because those who don't have it like that, they tend to want to shame the ones who have it. Because, oh, you tricking, because they don't have it to do it. So they want to find something to spew out or to judge, to, I guess, justify their economic situation. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know why I do that. See, like this, when I didn't have it.
I've changed my perspective on that. You'd be happy to know that I've changed my perspective on that.
Okay. Because when I didn't have it, listen, when I was coming up at school, the doughboys were having them, them Dayton's, fresh ass car whips. And I was on the bus. I just all right, okay. I never really it really never bothered me. Now, I like the cars, and I'm like, damn, I desire to have one day. Yeah, but I never looked at a dude like, and they had all the bad bitches, right? They had all the bad bitches. But you know what I realized as I got older? Where you see a lot of money, you're gonna see a lot of bad bitches. Just period. It doesn't even fucking matter. Where the money's at, bad bitches are at. And that's just the name of the game. There's no way around this obstacle.
Things that she did and the things that I saw made me stop and pause, like for a pause. Like it literally, I was like, oh, and then things that she required of me, like it was required for me to date her. So like I had to date her. I mean, one time it was this funny story. She probably gonna be mad this comes out, but we went to Wendy's. Well, I was hungry. I was like, oh, let's stop by Wendy's. She was in line with a crazy look in her face. She was like, I don't know, motherfucking Wendy's. I was like, hey, what? Literally, I'm hungry. I want goddamn Junior Bacon cheeseburger, no mayo. That's what I want. You goddamn want to go to goddamn house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know something about house? Okay, anyway. And that's not who she is. It's just more so like she was like, look, I want to spend time with you. I don't want to spend time with you at Wendy's today.
yeah.
Let's go. We could do Wendy's another day. Like she was like, we going out to eat, right? And I was like, yeah. I drove by Wendy's, so she was like, it's almost like let her down. Like, we at Wendy's. You could have got
because it's a fast conversation. She wanted to get to know you.
She wanted to sit
you
down.
Go to the nice
You know
restaurants, take a little time for them to prep that food. You know what I mean?
But I look past it's not about how much I'm spending at the dinner. It's the quality of where we're at.
Yes.
And having the quality conversation.
Yeah.
I looked further than what it projected, because I was like, wait, we can't chill at Wendy's and have a conversation?
Right.
Because I feel like we can do that too.
Yes.
But it wasn't a Wendy's type of thing that she was interested in having at that particular moment.
Yeah, and that's okay, because we as women, we're finicky. But what I will say is some of these women are brokies too. And what I mean by that is all they have to offer is their body. You empty. If all you have to offer is, that's prostitution.
Man,
if you get it after a meal, it's straight up prostitution. I don't know if I could say that, but I said it and I meant it and I said it from my chest. If all you want is what a man could do from you, if all you want is what a man could do for you, if all you want is the dating experience, get it how you live it, boo. But we all know it's a transaction. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, you know what? And I don't care about the lifestyle. I care about the entrepreneurial young women that are looking up to these girls, and the Chanel shoes and the Bentley trucks and I have a lot of those things. However, I have real businesses. They laying on their backs, acting like they're entrepreneurs, and that's my
Tuning
struggle.
it up.
I'm just, you know,
Throwing it back.
you know, is that? I don't know if that's too honest. I don't know. Is that too honest?
I hear what she's saying. It's a pretty good point. The only problem I have is the women who are entrepreneurial, they're just as worse as women that are broke. I think they're even worse.
100% agree.
You know, they talk to a brother even crazier. They got a lot. So I don't really listen. I've dealt with these women type of women before, and I just went the other. I say no, never again. I let that go quick. You know, law office, good job, and man, if you want your life to be miserable, get with one of them women.
No, I literally was telling one of my friends, I said, man, social media is becoming like legal prostitution.
Oh my God, yes.
Anytime I go on Instagram, if you got your ass out.
Now here's the problem I have with what they're saying. Right? It's always been a reciprocation type, a transactional, no matter how you look at it. I guess once again that's the delusion, but it's always been transactional when it comes to, even when you're dealing with just regular friends, right? It's always been transactional. And so especially when it comes to men and women, when you're dealing on that level, it's, you know, no, how you say it? We want to say that we're men to pay for dinners and all the things. It's always been, it's just the way things go. Like, I can't remember it being any different. Ever, right? Men have been hunters, right? And the women kept the house clean. But it's still a transaction. You still have to, you know, she doing the stuff at that time, maybe clean the house. That was her value, whatever the transaction she gave for all the food you was bringing in. The sex still had to be there. They still, you know what I mean? That still has to be on par. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just everything about this world and this life is transactional. So I don't know, kind of, me when they say prostitution, okay, but that's just the name of the game. Whether it's your mom, your grandma, it's all of one that was getting something. Women are built to be takers. Simple. That's what they're here for. They're not here
but the objective is supposed to take and multiply, not just take, but the objective is supposed to be take and multiply.
But you mean the childbearing?
I mean, not even that. Just whatever. Like, just okay. Me bringing bread and eggs into the house multiplies into breakfast. Like the multiplying doesn't necessarily mean like reproduction. Like, it's a matter of whatever is brought in is created into something else. So if I bring home the bacon, that turns into dinner type shit. Like, it's not supposed to be just take. It's supposed to be take and multiply. That's the problem, because that keeps getting cut off. Like, that statement you made is a cutoff of a complete statement.
So reciprocity is a part of any healthy relationship. I would agree with that.
Yeah, because I agree with you. And everything in life is a transaction.
Yeah.
Going to the gas station, going to work, going to church, going any interaction you have is a transaction. Period.
And I do agree that reciprocity is, in particular when we talk about relationships, is a very valuable thing to have, right? But and that balances out, you know, the transactions, so it makes it a little, how you say, a more softer landing. You know, when you're receiving, because for the transactions that us men are willing to give with our woman, we may transact resources and other things so that she can be in a position to reproduce, like have kids and also have a place over her head, roof over her head. We're willing to, basically what men are paying for when it comes to typically in the past is for their women and their children can have a castle to roam around, in a very healthy environment. That's the ultimate goal. Now, when you come to just having sex and dating, this in the Western world has become, because things are getting charged for more, like just to have a good time or have a decent experience, it costs money. That's carried over. The hunting and all that stuff carried over into dating, right? Oh, well, demand, right? And that's just been the tradition of how the world has been built, and that's never going to change. When men, we will be, whether we are married or not married, right? We'll be providing some transaction, and that financial transaction is pretty much an obligation from the very beginning, from day one. You go on that date, you're pulling out that wallet, bam. Whether you take her to Ruth Chris or whether you take her to Wendy's. And we cool with it, right? We cool with it. We ain't tripping. We're not trying to change that, right? But and this is the problem we have with the women, though, because the reciprocity or the reciprocation that we want from that is free. All what they have to do give us is free is cooperation. You know what I'm saying? Be feminine. Keep your body tight. You know what I'm saying? That don't cost nothing, right? We're paying. So that's the
nothing but time. That's it. Nothing but time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is an indictment on women. A lot of places, this is a very big indictment because everything the man actually do is free. That's mandatory. There's some men that might need you to get a part-time job to bring in some extra income here and there, but he's not going to require you to actually take over and fully take over everything. You know what I mean? Unless he just has an accident or something and he can't work no more. And even then, he's probably going to receive some sort of, but I'm just saying, right? Ultimately, what we want from our women, really that we desire more than anything is cooperation. That's a good, we come
No, yeah. Pretty much, I agree with you. Like anything it is that I'm asking of you is free. Like anything that I need that costs something, I'm probably gonna have to go work to get for myself anyway. So don't worry about that. Anything I'm asking of you don't cost you nothing.
Don't trip. Free. It's free.
Because if you do what I'm asking you to do, you know what you get paid for that. You get paid a nice, like you get paid a nice life of luxury. See,
and that's very valuable to us.
Mm-hmm.
We value that extremely more than new cars, more than clothes.
I'm telling you, dog, ain't nothing better than a hot tub. Like yo, I'm telling you, the most fire shit in the world. You get in the shower and then you go in your room and the clothes is laid out on the bed for you when you get out of the shower. Like, ain't nothing more fun.
And then you sit down and she's like, "How was your day?" That is valuable right there.
Come on, fam.
And you just let it off, right? You let it off. And then after that, she gets your back massage. And then you're like, "That was too tired, but you know what? I got some energy from somewhere. I'm going to make sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to put some icing on this cake."
Mm-hmm. Look, just give me like an hour or two. Let me come over here, play my man, and get my mind right. I'll be right back.
Simple. It's I ain't gonna lie. For the women to please the men is very easy. It's very easy. So I don't really. This is a big indictment on them. This is why I am the hardest on them. The only thing I have a problem with the homies is they're still delusional that these women are not. They're coming out of that. They're no longer gonna. That's not good. They're not going back to that. Those days are pretty much over. Now this chick here, she's a BBO, right? But I wouldn't touch her a 10-foot pole. I'm out smash.
So here's the question I would ask you then. Like what gives her that radiation? Like what is the radiation on this one right here?
Well, she's a bad bitch. So people really want to hear, and people really want to kind of try to figure out why you being so beautiful, have all these things, you can't get a husband or even keep a relationship. Why is it that you guys are quitting all the time? So people are intrigued, right? People are really enamored by this. Like, that's why so many people let these girls on the panels, because they sit here trying to figure out, right? They break down all these things and make it simplify it, and the women are still bucking against it, when in actuality is power and money corrupts. And because women have gained access to that, they are, they can pretty much supplement, you know what I'm saying, the things they once valued for men, they can now get for themselves.
I mean, watching them, it is very interesting watching them do the very things that they've complained about men doing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the things that have been men are dogs, y'all just want to do a bunch of fucking, and we just watched it. You was on that panel when we watched the video of a bitch talking about having 6 different dudes to like wait, what are we talking about? Y'all complained for years about us doing it, and then now y'all turn around talking about sexual liberation to do the same bullshit y'all said was bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. And but they do it for power and leverage.
Because you want to be free.
Because they feel
it was immaturity. It was immaturity when we did it, but it's freedom when they do it.
How dare you do this on me? I'm a bad bitch. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? That's like how, like, oh, you use a dog, this and this, that. And man, nobody's perfect. So what are you talking about? Right?
What are you doing that for? It used to be you can imagine, like, try to imagine what a woman looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you really get to know her. Now it's like, I can just go on Instagram and see what your girl toting back there.
Forget Instagram. You can go to the grocery store and see some booty cheeks.
So can.
Girl, why you got your cheeks out in the store? And then we got little kids. That's the problem. Time and place.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually feel that's kind of one of the reasons why men don't really like women anymore. Like, they don't really value women anymore because we're not holding our value. Everything is easy. And if it's easy, don't nobody want it. One of the things that makes you valuable is exclusivity. If everybody.
And that's even the bigger delusion. So the title of the show is, why are we scared of keeping it real? I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather my woman dress the way she want to dress and how she going to dress all the time than to walk into a trap. That's what the conversation me and you had when we were going back and forth on M3 channel, right? Everybody wants to be lied to.
No, but see, that's where me and you disconnect at. It's not like I don't want to be lied to, but like keeping it real gives me the opportunity to choose how to move in this. Like, if you give me the chance to decide how to move in this, I can move based on how I feel accordingly. But if you lying, you're not giving me the chance to move. Like, you're not giving me that chance.
But what I'm saying is, I want to say this. If you meet a woman at the grocery store, right, and everything hits, boom, everything hitting. Y'all move now, y'all FaceTiming, y'all talking, everything is good. And then she comes out and said, look, I have something I got to tell you before we move any further, right? I got 3 guys that come through, blow my back out, and they leave. This is part of my fetish, my fantasy. I don't love them. It's just a business transaction. They come in, they do it, and leave. They pay me to do it, and I let them do it. But, I really like you, and I want to continue. And I say in that part right there, now that is, how I want to say this, that is the epitome of testing your ego, right? That is what's being tried here, your ego. If you walk away, and I'm not saying you don't have a right to walk away. I'm not saying you have to take that trip. But it also indicts you on a illusion that, just because a woman is presenting herself in a way to make you feel that she's not like that, you're willing to take that deal than a woman being transparent with you about who she really is, although everything else she checks off the boxes, right? And like I said, you have a right to leave, but when you walk away, you indict yourself.
See, and what you're doing is not fair because come on, fam, that's not fair because that would be like me saying okay, I met a chick, we got nice and comfortable, she got to know me, now she likes me, and then after she likes me, I have to tell her that I've been arrested 3 times for domestic violence, and now she has to be comfortable. Like, come on, you can't just do that and then just expect somebody to be comfortable with something they're not comfortable with.
I'm not expecting this.
You can't indict for somebody for deciding to separate themselves for something that they're just not comfortable with doing.
I'm not saying that. No. I say you have a right to walk away.
But you said that is an indictment on you for leaving. That's what you said.
Right. If my woman comes down, if my woman tell me, yeah, I've been out of jail for domestic violence, I beat my man last 3 men, I put hands on him, I hit him with pots and shit. Now, there's 2 things gonna happen. If I'm delusional, I'm gonna try to think I'm gonna find a better woman, right? But if I respect the keeping it real and that this is information that I can use as I would say a measuring stick on how we can deal with each other, that would mean I am more realistic and ready for a serious relationship. But if I walk away,
but wouldn't the delusion be believing that this person is telling you they have a history of doing something? The delusion would be believing that history is not going to repeat itself. That would be the delusion.
No, I wouldn't. Not if you thought that. No, it's not. That's not a delusion.
Come on.
That is hope. That's different. That's hope. Right? 2 steps separate. Don't conflict. So let's say if I'm dealing with it, watch, and I'm saying she tells me this, and I say, I'm gonna continue to move forward in hopes that this doesn't repeat itself. Right? I'm not guaranteeing it is or ain't, but I'm hoping that this doesn't play out with me the same way. Right? That would be my justification for continuing on. But I would have to say to myself, okay, I will go home.
I hope you get the help that you need to be able to deal with whatever it is that has you putting your hands on.
No.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay, and like I said, this is where your illusion is, because who's going to help her? If a person has an anger management issue, right? Listen, let's be clear. Everybody got something wrong with them. Everybody's coming to a relationship with something wrong with them. Period. Point blank. Let's be the fact of the matter. Whether it be anger management issues, whether it be combativeness, or whether it be whatever, right? So if you're out here in the dating market and you're dating because you want somebody to meet your standards on what you think they should be, then you shouldn't be dating.
Okay. Now, okay. See, this is the thing. Everybody has something wrong with them. We agree there. Okay. Now, you are. Let me see. Are we in agreement here? Everyone has something wrong with them, right? But the higher level of people can at least acknowledge what's wrong with them. Are we in agreement there?
Yeah, we agree there. Yeah.
Okay. So, if I am able to acknowledge that anger is what's wrong with me, I know that I have an anger issue. Mm-hmm. If I'm being logical about it, it would be in my best interest to avoid women who also have anger issues. I would hope that we can agree there.
Okay. That's fair to say.
So it would be in my if I know that I have anger issues, it would be in my best interest to avoid that. So if I come in contact with a woman that says, "Hey, I have a history of putting my hands on men," that would then infer that she also has anger issues. So that would then tell me that this would be in my best interest to not involve myself with. So that to me is the farthest from a delusion if I am able to acknowledge my shortcoming, recognize hers, and acknowledge that these two should not come together. That is the farthest from a delusion.
Okay, I would say in that context, right? You're delusional for even trying to date.
Come on. So okay, see,
Let me
and now
break it down.
this. Okay, my fault.
Let me
Go ahead.
break it down.
You're right.
I'm adding context
You're right.
because context matters. Most women are emotional. Most women are going to get on your nerves at some point. Most women they fluctuate. And if you know that your capabilities are not able to deal with this in a more, I would say, stable manner, then you should be looking not to, date. You should not look to be with a woman because you might do something you regret. So yeah, that aspect right there, and that right there, the self-assessment, right, is I got to stay away. Because if I can't handle a woman's emotions because I myself equal her emotions, I'll try to match her emotions, meaning self-check, then I got to be alone.
But see, but what if I'm looking for, because it does exist, like it does exist. The woman does exist to be able to turn the Hulk back into Bruce Banner.
No,
like
it
that
doesn't.
does exist. Yes,
No,
it does. Come on
No, it
now.
doesn't. This
Yes,
is
it does.
women.
I'm telling you, dude. No,
Let me
I'm
break
telling
this to
it
you.
does.
Let me break this news to you. Women are not put here to better men or make men better. Women are here to help men. We're going to build legacy, reproduce, or companionship, and sexual desires, right? All those things fulfilled. But as far as building character and dealing with, psychological impact, right? She's the weaker vessel. And once again, most women invest a lot more heavy into their emotions and feelings than men. This is why homosexual women don't work out.
Do you
Right?
think that women have the ability to negatively affect the development of men?
Negatively affected? Yeah.
Okay, so what world exists that you say that women have the ability to negatively affect men but not positively affect men? What
Break it
world
down
does
to
that
you.
exist?
This is why women on women, the DV violence is even 10 times higher. Right? This is why the mistake I guess our forefathers made with sexual liberation. Because guess what, 100 Watts? Somebody saw, right? Somebody back in the day saw that, man, we got to put these wraps, right? We got to put the chain on these. This is crazy, right? You had to, I mean? It was somebody saw something, right? Where they had to control or put a lot of structure on these type of females. Then as time went on, that came off, right? And then here we are today. And you see, okay, somebody made a mistake and let the dogs out? Woo, woo, right? So now that the dog is out the cage, right, and just going crazy, right? Damn, I see why they had you in the cage. You barking all the time, right? So women, think like this, we know as men, now I know you know this, that when you take upon a woman as your lover, we all understand that there's going to come a lot of dramatic situations. And we're the ones are the stone. We're the rock. We're the rock. This is why we don't divorce that much. This is why men typically ain't gonna, just leave his wife and family like that. Because we are built we already religiously understood that I'm dealing with an emotional creature. This is where the happy wife, happy life came in. So this is why I say if you're trying to get a woman to make you better, you've already lost the battle. At least 90% of it. Because she ultimately is going to put herself first. She's ultimately going to, she's not there to build you up. She's there to suck you up. Right? And that's what you hear to her.
Like I hear what you're saying. And I can't dispute what you're saying. It just doesn't it just doesn't go against what I am saying as well.
No, what you're saying is
Even in the world of science, we know what is it? Newton's law. For every action, there is a greater equal. There's a equal or greater reaction. So for every, so that would then imply, for every ability for a woman to negatively affect a man, there is the ability for a woman to positively affect a man.
Yeah, I just said that to suck him down. Make sure he dry it out.
Okay, cool. So even if you minimize it to that,
Now, can she have some good ideas? Yeah. Yeah. Can she have some, some things that can impact us or add that value of, if I see something and she sees it a better way, yeah, a woman can be valuable.
Come on, man. You are old enough, and I know you have been around the world and in the community long enough to be able to be around seeing a woman talk her nigga off of fucking some shit up. You done been outside where a nigga was ready to go to the trunk, and I'm trying to say this because we are on the internet, we're on YouTube, but you've been in environments where you done seen a nigga ready to go pop the trunk and ready to put on a light show and been talked down because his woman got into his ear and come on, baby, calm down, relax, let's just get in the car and go home. Come on. And even if it is, and it cool, let's minimize it to what you're talking about, sucking them up. Come on, baby, let's just get in the car. You take me home, I'll suck your dick right now. Don't shoot nothing up. I'll suck. Even if you want to minimize it to that, the ability to be able to talk a man off a ledge from putting on a light show is of value.
That's rare. What you're talking about? I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Okay, so let's go less rare. So let's go less rare. So it's like you want to play the game. Let's go less rare. Then
this is the disgruntled, but this is a disgruntled from black women, right? Because black men don't, at the hood of mud, we're so violent, right? They just like gave up on us. Like, hey, y'all don't listen to us, right? Because we just going to get. She might calm him down for that moment, but 2 days later, he's gonna execute it. So then, he's gonna get a life sentence. And she's like, fuck you, you didn't listen to me. And her feelings get hurt. So, that's a, but what I'm, see, the thing about it is, if we really look at it, right, how society's built, right, violence is a 90% of structure.
Because it feels good.
Not only that, because that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes. For you to be a leader of men, you got to have that, that tough image, right?
And I think that violence becomes the thing because violence is the one thing that is not subjective. Violence is not subjective. A debate is subjective. Based on what your perception is when you came into a debate, you will pick who you think the winner is. But violence, it's clear to see who got their ass whooped. Like an ass whooping is clear. It's never hard to see who got their ass whooped. So that's why violence is always easy. So like we agree there. Like the lack of being able to utilize your full brain leaves you to only use violence. So we agree there. Like violence is low level. That's low level alpha male shit.
No, violence is high level and low level. Right?
That's
why you don't think.
Shit.
Listen, America got their military there for a reason, right? Every country got a military. Right? For you want to keep I would say a fruitful nation or country, you better have them guns in place to protect it, or else somebody's coming to take it. So violence is a high level, right, of how we go about day to day, even.
Okay, cool. So without getting crazy political, but this would be a great example of saying, then you have a small country like Israel that is able to politically use the USA that has the military to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
So it don't have to. You don't have to have the guns. You don't have to be able to have your hand. You don't have to be able to fight. If you can find somebody who can fight, that's even better. I don't even have to break my knuckles to win this fight. I can find somebody who can win the fight. That's even better. Violence is low level alpha male shit.
Yeah, I do agree with you that Black people lack in this area of politics. That's our one weakness as a people. We don't thrive in politics, even though we do politic with the Mexicans, et cetera, with each other gangs and stuff. But we don't necessarily use them to our advantage, right? We kind of just say that's the homie. We're gonna go ride on these dudes and whatever, right? And everything's blown up. Now the war is off again. Now we're back to square one. But I do think violence is a necessity, right? So, because any country, I mean, the police is not showing up without no guns. I'm just trying to tell you, they're not showing up without no guns, right? They're not, hey, buddy, let me leave my gun in the car, right? Let me go have a conversation with. No, it doesn't matter who you are, whether male or female, child or young adult, they're keeping their stand strapped and ready to obliterate whoever threatens or makes them feel threatened, because it is a necessity for comfort and to level off the structure of whatever the situation is. So that's just that goes back to now, since we'll be talking about, let's say, relationships. This is why relationships are falling apart even faster, quicker, because when you get into a relationship as a man, you become weaker, right? Because now you have taken on a liability, potentially. And then now you have something to lose that's more than what you had before.
You have something that can be taken advantage of. At the very least, you have something in front of you that can be taken advantage of.
And also then you would have to go in and rectify that, and then that could cost you your life, right? Or your jail time or whatever, right? Or your job, whatever, right? Whatever it is. So any man that has a wife and children, he's weakened. And it's a great big responsibility to take on a family. That's a big responsibility, man, to take on a girlfriend or a wife. That is, in my opinion, courageous. Very courageous. Because once again, it weakens you because it makes you vulnerable for some sort of attacks. Like, somebody come in the house, you're pretty much a one-man army. You know what I'm saying? Like if they come in, if the dudes come in, 2 or 3 dudes come in, and it's you and your girl, you're pretty much just you, right? She's.
I mean, I think you're completely right, and the reason I hate that example of somebody kicking in your door is because that's the least likely way that would happen. Like something like that would happen. The most likely way would be some type of shit where your girl went to Walmart to go grocery shopping, and she called you while you was at work and told you that it's like an active thing going. Like that's the most likely outcome. Like,
but I'm using extreme situations. I'm using extreme situations to point out the dangers that why the office is so high. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm not trying to say that it's the most probable or the most likely, but it defines the office which us men carry of leadership. Mm-hmm. Meaning it's just as high to me as a presidential office. What's up, Nightish? You know what I mean?
And I think that some of that is like a misguided. There's a part of that leadership role that's missing whenever you do that bullshit, like, oh, somebody's gonna kick in the door and I gotta go downstairs. Like, there's a part of that leadership role that you're missing, like being responsible for actually teaching the people you're responsible for protecting on how to respond to these like acts. Like you as a man, you should be teaching your woman how to handle a weapon properly, how to load, unload, shoot. Like as a man, like, okay, cool, it's your responsibility to go downstairs, but you also have to make sure you're teaching her as well. So like I've heard some of what you said earlier, and you were talking about like niggas getting their shit together. Like, I don't disagree with you. A lot of like, even in what she's saying, a lot of this is predicated on niggas getting their shit together.
Mhm.
And my part in the conversation is, okay, if I got my shit together and you're not perfect and I'm not perfect,
Right.
now let's come in. Like, okay,
Right.
I have my baseline, you have your baseline, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, and action. Like that's the part that I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
And that's where everything just keeps
And
continuing to
right.
get disconnected.
Right. And that's but the office of the man is so high that this is why it is a very hard thing to swallow when you lose. You know, losing the one you love is a very tough loss, man. And when your family's broken up, it's a hard L too. Even though you can cope and we can compartmentalize and we can move on, but it's an L that we just hate to take. Nobody wants to take that L. So, in my opinion, I just think because of the evolution of women's, autonomy, have been able to move freely, unaccountable, without being held, no consequences. It lets them be a lot less, cooperative, right? It's going to be a lot of pushbacks, it's going to be a lot of arguments that, unstabilizes the home. And once the home is unstabilized, you're then now fighting uphill battle to try to stabilize it.
So then that's the okay. So that's where I think that's where this rocky road comes in at, right? So because I know, like, I have that understanding, right? I have a woman in my house and I love her with everything in me, but I'm aware of how emotional she is. Like, I'm aware, I'm not blind to it, I'm not delusional to it, I'm aware of it. So having spots in places around knowing that you're kind of emotional it is speaking to what you're talking about, like the weight of the role of being there, of having to be prepared for filling the holes into the boat that's already going to be there. So I do hear what you're saying.
Right. It's a stabilization process, right? But here's the problem. When you overinvest in that process, you stretch yourself out too much. It's like trying to fight too many war fronts. You know what I mean? That's what got Hitler in trouble, right? When you try to take too many on, got crushed. So I'm saying, when you overextend yourself and overinvest in the stabilization process, the message gets lost, and then everything becomes kind of a blur.
So then that's the part where, so like you were talking about earlier, like men not wanting to run away from the shit, just wanting to be solid and be the rock, like you were talking about, being the rock. That is the cost of being a rock. That's just the fucking cost of it. That's just, hey, big dog, that's how it go. You know what I'm saying?
Once you let the government in, right? That was another mistake. Once you let the government come in and regulate your house, right? It limits your ability to be effective, because now he's watching. Now he's looking to check you. Now he's looking to tell you what to. No. He's over your shoulders, right? He's going up and down the street. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think that evolves to a whole nother conversation, right? So what you're bringing up, I think that evolves to a whole nother conversation.
I wasn't trying to, but I'm just making a point of overreaching stabilization state, right? That's part of stretching yourself out, because now you're stretching this way, it's like you're trying to put all the pieces back together. You know how the puzzle keeps falling apart, you got to put it back there, right? And when you keep doing it over and over and over and over again, now you're overstepping yourself, because why? You got someone on your back watching and waiting to see how you do it, right? It ain't a free, let's say, let me be the man that I need to be. I have to be a man to, the man I want to be, but according to the structure which is set before me. So this is how we get into these long, drawn out arguments in the house, and now we're fucking fighting over the dumbest shit, and nobody wants to take the losses so we can move on and have a better future.
See, yeah, I'm not gonna push back on you. I do think that the point that you made is dependent upon who's in the conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's certain people that be in that conversation that don't want to take a L, and that's where the problem comes in. Like you just not even really trying to take the L that you're supposed to take. But that all right.
Yeah.
I hear you though.
Yeah, facts.
Can have it. Why would I want it? If you out here getting smashed by 18 guys a month, that's not value. That's, to somebody it might be, but not to high value, high earning masculine
not
or
the men
high
that
value
these women praise.
Yeah, they ain't gonna get
So
them.
this is why I say when a man finds a value woman,
Yes.
he literally pauses and stops. He'd be like, "Oh, this is what value means." Because I'm saying when it happened to me, I just was like, "Oh, okay." Like everything just made sense into okay, got it. I gotta have my shit together even more.
That part.
And then I also realized that having a value woman is an asset
Yes.
and not a bill.
Yes.
And once I saw that, because like she's teaching me and putting me on game about, oh, you can save money doing this. You can save money doing this. I didn't know that you can put your utilities on a set rate.
Yep.
And pay the same thing every day. So you're not paying $500 in the wintertime because the heat is on and $400 in the wintertime for the, you know what I'm saying? Like she's literally putting me on game.
Yes.
I'm over here like, wow, I really love you. I love you. Like, I'm never gonna leave you.
You're changing my life.
Yeah, like that's what I be wanting. But I feel like when a man has that and he finds that in an other spouse, I just be like, damn, okay, it makes sense. And to the people who maybe, because I think people are seeking it too. I don't think that's a good idea to seek it. I think you should just maintain who you are as a person and continue to grow and evolve. And I feel like the right situation is a timing thing.
And better yourself.
Yes. If you're out there specifically looking, you're gonna try to piece things together that shouldn't be pieced.
Facts.
And then you get into a point where you get let down.
Yes.
And you don't want to get let down in a relationship because then you look at the person and you be like,
yeah. And then it's resentment.
But that's what's sad about this generation now is like everybody is like seeking for something.
I can see the whole package online. I can see everything about you online. I can literally go and scroll down. I can know exactly what it looked like before I hit that.
Oh my God.
Online.
But that's what desensitized men nowadays, because we so desensitized because of the internet. Because if we see a bad chick, right, and it's a girl we've been following forever, she got millions of followers, you can click on OnlyFans, see her busting it open.
Oh,
it
hurt my heart.
$3.99. They see her doing cartwheels on the meat.
Oh, not for $3.99.
Don't let it be a
It's
special.
crazy.
And I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But I'm just saying.
I just have friends that said they subscribed to OnlyFans before, and I said, how is it? I wanted to be nosy and see what it looked like.
What was it like?
And they told me, they said, listen, man, it's pretty simple. You go on there, you figure out what girls got the deals and what girls look good, and then you subscribe. You get them your $3 or whatever people charge on there, and then you get to see what you want to see.
Yeah.
I said, damn.
So the desensitization, or whatever that word is, desensitized. It's just there, and it's almost like, damn, man, it's almost like a fast food.
Yeah.
It's like fast food.
It's too easy. It's quick, it's fast, and it's easy. And that rarely gives you a good result.
Yeah.
Both ways too, because men just be like, hey, how much?
I have never been asked that question in my life.
You never been asked that?
Never been asked that in my
It's
life.
out there.
Never been asked that in my life. Now, I have had men be like, where would you like to go? What bag would you like? Can I please send you a gift?
It's almost the same thing.
Well,
it's just
I mean,
presented differently.
Yeah, it's definitely presented. But I've never had a man be like,
presented in the way of like, I got money.
Yes. Because and that's where men go wrong with me, because like for me, because I've been.
And thank you. She brought my point right in, keeping it real. Niggas, instead of just coming out because they're looking at her beauty, they're looking at her, instead of them just come down and saying, look, I want to take you home tonight. They want to go all around, get it. Oh, let me get you a bag. Let me take you out to dinner. Let me do all these prerequisites. And I'm not, because I'm really afraid to tell you the truth.
But what if that is just like part of the process? Like, because like we were talking about earlier, calling a man a trick is a shaming tactic, right? For niggas that don't have it.
Right.
Sometimes it's just part of the arousal of taking a woman to the mall and buying her a Birkin bag and all that. Like sometimes it's just part of the arousal.
I don't have no problem with a man what he does with his money or his resources. I do have a problem when you're not stating specifically what are your intentions and what you want up front, so that she can have the option and give it, what she wants to give her take on it, right? That's my problem. If you're saying, hey, look, I'm being a little extreme right now, just to prove my point. A woman like her, okay, I understand that the type of woman she's very well put together and probably a big ego. So the best thing I can tell her, let's just say we was to meet and she would smile at me and googly eyed at me and I'm looking at her, I'm like, okay, I'll smash this. I would probably then say to her, so you want to go back to my place? Or I need to know now, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't know if I want to, she's beautiful, but there's a bunch of beautiful women out here, and I don't have to go through all that. I don't have to go through all these hoops and running around in cart shows and doing all this to try to get something that I really want because I'm scared to tell her. If that's how I got to come at a woman, like you said, go around the process, I'm coming in as a deficit. I'm coming in as a coward. I'm coming in as don't really want to speak my mind. I'm not being true to myself. I'm not being true to the man that I really want to be because I'm a little scared of keeping it real. I'm just scared of keeping it real. I want to come and leave with the bag. I want to leave with the, hey, so how's your family, right? I don't give a fuck about you. I want to get you that bed because sexual compatibility to me is just as important as psychological compatibility. Both weigh the same to me, right? If we're not sexually compatible, I don't care if we are psychologically connected for life. We're done. And I don't want to waste my money and my time to get to something that might not even be all that. Because she's not no guarantee. I don't know if she could be a pillow princess. No one do nothing. Right? Or she could be like, no, I won't, what I want, I need to know that I'm going to get the best value.
So for the record, are you, the statement that you're making, you're acknowledging the double standard? For the record.
Double standard.
The double standard, because you said if we're not sexually compatible, there's nothing.
Well, right? Yeah, I'm moving on.
Okay. Now, my man, I've been in these YouTube streets for a hot minute, and I have listened to you respond to videos where the woman said, he's a nice guy, but he ain't really been blowing my back out like that. I've listened to you respond to those videos, and you have spoken very disparagingly of those women. So,
what, I get their backbone out?
Of the women that leave their husband because they're not sexually satisfied in their relationship.
No, I haven't done it. Okay. So how can I put this? I haven't done a reaction to that part yet about sex. You will
not on your channel, not on. To be clear, not on your channel specifically. However, but again, yes, these YouTube streets, a ruthless. You and I are not agreeing to this. This has been going on since pre-COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we're not agreeing to this.
Oh, here's my stance. Okay, here's my stance. Right? And this is the only problem I have with, if you're married, that means all those boxes have to be checked before you went over the threshold. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm talking about up front. I just meet you, whatever, we're in the mall or something, and we're vibing. That's what I'm talking about, right? We need to be. I need to be. I'm forward in what I want. Look, I want you. Simple. I'm letting her know off the top because I don't want to. I don't want to. I'd rather her walk away, and I take that, waste of time at a little 5 minutes because that's all I'm giving. 5 minutes, then I'm letting her know I want you. What's good? Because I have to know. I need to because I don't want to waste my time any more than 5 minutes to not her take out to this shit. I don't really want you. No, I want you. Do you want me back? Right? That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That low key sound like some creep shit. Fam. All right, so look, fam, 5 minutes, bro. I mean, look, I here's what I'll say.
What you mean? That sound
I understand.
You might be a hopeless romantic.
I understand that when you say 5 minutes, you're saying that loosely. Like you don't literally mean like you're putting a timer on your phone and saying 5. I understand that. I was just laughing at. I understood what you meant, but how it sounded. That's what I was laughing at. Like I understood what you meant, but how it sounded when you said that shit is not what you meant. And me, transparency is currency. That's my philosophy. I found this, to me, it is giving me, I feel so much better about myself. When I'm able to be transparent with the woman I'm dealing with or homies I'm dealing with, you got to like me for what I am. I'm putting me for it, and this is who I am. Whatever it is that I want from her, I'm going to let her know up front. I'm not going to play with it, right? And just like I tell them, this is my lifestyle. Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it? Because I want her to, if she can't, I want her to be able to pack her shit and get on right now. I don't want to wait and invest, get caught up and tied to her and then tell her, then it's all hard. Now it's all teary. She's crying. And I'm like, oh, shit. No, this is off the top. Nigga, this is my lifestyle. This is who I am. This is how I move. I think if men move this way more together towards women, I think our results would be much more suitable than to try to acquiesce and go around. We try to go around the motherfucking mountain to get to the motherfucking river. I've never this video you're playing. I haven't seen these two guys that's in this. I've never heard of before. So all this is brand new. Of course, we know who she is. She's been all around, all over in the internet. But do you feel like there's like a generational? Like I'm asking this question just out of curiosity. But like, do you feel like there's like a generational difference in between where you are and where what you're speaking of is it just like an experience level? Like, what do you think is the gap between what you're talking about?
You hit on the head. You hit on the head right there, experience level. Right? In my past, I've had a lot of monogamous relationships. I built with a lot of women, right? And I evaluated myself. I evaluated all those situations, and I wasn't happy or satisfied with me being transparent. I thought I was doing a little bit of omission, not being upfront about my intentions and all those things. And to me, it just made things more complicated for me in the end.
I've worked hard in my life.
For sure.
And because I've worked hard, I don't need you for your money. Now, I do think that that's important. That's one of my core values. I want a man that desires to provide, not just does provide.
Because money is a tool that you use to,
Yes, and provision, by the way, I just have to say this because some people are like, oh my God, she's a gold digger if all she wants is money. Oh no, it is arrogant of you to think that that's enough. I've walked away from money before, but if you got to have the mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, physical, and I forgot my 6, but there's 6 things that you need to be able to offer that kind of provision, right? So I feel like if you all, that's the same thing for men. If all you have to offer is money, you broke. Ladies, if all you have to offer is your body, you broke. And y'all deserve each other because y'all are looking for the transaction. But for people that want more, Oh, they the most toxic.
But it's also that post nut clarity. You know what I'm saying? You might hit that thing, and then you might be like,
It wear off right immediately
nah,
after.
you don't even look that good.
And that's where I'm at. Thank you. That brought my whole point in. Post nut clarity. That's why I don't want to beat around the bush. I don't like to waste a whole bunch of time. Because if I'm not, if that post nut clarity kick in, I'm like, damn, why couldn't I just not, got that done off the top, right? Why I gotta went through these 2 weeks of, listen to the shit I don't really care about. Or hearing the
Here's my thing about post nut clarity. Do you really tell me honestly, whenever you get to that point, are you ever really far off post nut than you were pre nut? Are you really far off of your thought process?
What do you mean by that?
Here's what I mean when I say that, right? So, okay, say you, for example, out at the club, right? You talking to a joint, you vibing with her, everything's cool. Get back to the crib, post nut clarity kicks in, and you realize, you know what? Maybe this really ain't where I'm supposed to be at. Do you really think that when you nutted was the first time it came across your mind? Maybe this ain't where I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. See, and that's what I'm saying. So I think post nut clarity for men is the same thing as intuition for women. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay, so let me break down what post nut clarity is, right? Most people are 99.9% of people are led by lust in the beginning. That's a fact. Lust is the main driving force to each other, right? It's what drives us together. Now, what I'm saying is because the men are scared to keep it real and the women want to not keep it real, everybody's going around a mountain to get to the river. Then when they get to the river, now guess what? You get to the river, let's say after this much resources has been allocated or this much time has been spent, and she's laying next to you post nut, right? She's laying next to you, and you're like, nah, this ain't it. You wasted a whole bunch of time. You wasted a whole bunch of time.
So most of the time, as a man, when you thinking with your dick, you thinking with your dick, right?
Right.
So when you thinking with your dick, you liable to do some bullshit. You know this about yourself, right?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Come on, Ruthless. You as a grown ass man know. You as a grown man that know when you're thinking with your dick and not your brain, you are liable to catch yourself in a position you should not be in.
I don't agree. I don't know about that one. This is what I say. So first of all, I don't think
you just talked about how people are led with lust.
Lust, right? So that's the looks.
And that is the same as thinking with your dick.
So when I meet a woman, right, for me to attract her, to even want to talk to her, she has to look good, right? She has to be banging down there in whatever way I want her to be banging. Then, right, that's just a prerequisite for me to get motivated to, core the conversation. That's what I'm saying. So both of us have the same level of attraction because we're sitting there talking and we're giving googly eyes. Now, that doesn't make me on the bullshit because we both equally want each other. We're both meeting each other halfway to the sexual what we want, right? What makes the bullshit I think that will go to the women, right? Because now if she's using her thing to trap you for your resources, right? That's who's on the right. That's me. I'm not using the trapper for anything. I don't want anything other than that experience. And from that experience, after we go through the full process, am I going to move forward with her in a maybe a productive way, which is building, court, and all that stuff, or just a sexual way where we just are having sex and enjoying each other.
So you're saying that you'd say you didn't have the ability to decide whether you was gonna take her serious or not until you fucked her? That was you telling me right now?
Well, that's case by case. I will give you this. I will give you this. Your point depends on how much information I know. Like if I know her about her. Let's say she was with you, my homie. Let's say I know she was homie, but she's off limits, right? Just that. I don't care what she looked like. I don't care what she got. I'm walking away, right? I'm just walking, and I've stood by this. I stood by this my whole life, and it's been very effective, right? It's been very effective. Now that is a non-negotiable. That is a deal breaker. If I and that's the homie's ex-girl, boom, I'm done. I don't care. Now, so I do have a level of standards. But if I don't know her, if she's free game, like I don't know, she ain't none of the champion, but none of the homies that I know, and we're on an equal playing field, then yeah, it's all good. I'm just like, okay, I like this chick, and I'm going to try to see where this goes.
Okay, so an example of post-nut clarity would be, all right, shorty live in the hood. She don't really speak she don't really know how to speak English. But like when I say speak English, I mean like she sound ignorant when she talk. Like post-nut clarity points out a lot of things that just based on the premise, right? Post-nut clarity shows you a lot of red flags that you might have missed before having sex with this woman. I don't think that the red flags that are recognized after sex were not recognized before. I just think they were ignored for the purpose of having sex.
Well,
the red flags were ignored for the purpose of having sex, but using post-nut clarity as the reasoning as to why this can't be anything more than sex.
So now we're speaking to now the point you're bringing up is is a nuance, right? Now that implies what you said. It doesn't. The red flag that implies we've been knowing each other for some time, right? To see those red flags, right? I'm just saying the first conversation. I mean, let's say we're at the meet at the taco truck, and we just talking back, and all these tacos are good, and we just having a conversation like that, right? Men, we don't value. Well, I ain't gonna say all men. There's some. Come in, we're not a monolith. There's some men do value intellectualism, right? Some men value beauty and a little bit of smarts. Some men value body, right? We all have a little what we like, right? Or how you say we value what we value in a woman may be different and parts of the woman. So yeah, I would say that's not no straight, clear. Well, Rufus, this is how you do it. Watch my husband's gonna do it different. Okay, I agree with you that. But for you to say red flags, that's a whole nother. I've been doing it for what, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. You know what I mean? And I've just seen all these red flags, and then we finally got to the point where we had sex, and then I was the clarity kicking. Now see, that's the part. Now let's say this, and I'm agree with you. That's the part where the keeping the real part comes in. Because when you play the game of the process, as you say, oh, well, let me talk to you, let me get to know you. Dude, you want sex. She wants sex. Like, especially if you backed up. You ain't really trying to not fulfill that if it's possible, if the attraction there. But when you play the game of going beating around the bush and not being transparent, you want this, but you're not really, you're afraid to tell her that this or this is where you want to like just have these long conversations, but you're really just scared to tell her, look, I just want this. Then on your part, I will agree with you, right? I will 100% agree with you that post-nut clarity wouldn't be fair. Because you wasted time. You wasted her time, as well as yours, by not getting to the truth of the matter. You're trying, like I said, you're trying to beat around the bush, do all these things, like she said on here. Oh, some guy asked me, I never had a guy this. She was here, give you the bag. Do you want this Gucci bag, right? And he doesn't even know if he really liked this woman or what kind of red flag she's got, right? He's just trying to lure her in. He's trying to lure her in for her conversation and her time. Yeah, that there, in my opinion, is not keeping it real, homie. Because if you can't tell a woman straight up your intentions with her and how you feel, then you shouldn't even be trying to talk to that woman. You need to go on someone level that you feel comfortable telling the truth to. I mean, am I making sense?
I don't disagree with you. I mean, look, keeping it real, keeping it a bean, keeping it a stack, keep it whatever fucking goofy ass phrase you want to use. It is going to save you a bunch of time, energy, and effort. So I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
no.
But it's not goofy. It's real. It's the realism, right? Us men make a fool of ourselves, is what I'm saying. Women act like they don't need men.
And to be honest, some of the like doing all that bullshit fluff is some of that pressure you putting on yourself.
Yeah,
like that's where some of that pressure coming from. So right. I don't disagree with you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We make a fool of ourselves because we can't man up and say what we truly fucking feel or what we want, and then we complain when we don't get the results. So that's on us. That falls on us. If you can't tell this female how you truly feel and what your intentions are up front, now, like I said, I'm not saying you need to go and buy, I'll check out 2 people 10 years. I don't tell all that, right? But I'm just talking about the intentions you want with her and how you see her. If you can't tell her up front before you move into this, I would say, this relations, you are making a fool of yourself in the end if you do not get the results. And that falls on you. Because you're playing with the game. You're playing these fucking games. Oh, here, you want this? Oh, I'm going to take you out to dinner. Oh, I'm going to send you some roses. Oh, I'm doing all this shit. Now, are you trying to speak with your actions? Okay, yes. But you're leaving that to one's interpretation. Well, hey, I didn't make you buy the roses. I didn't make you get that Gucci bag. I didn't ask you for that. And I didn't think you'd be obligated for that, but you did it anyway, stupid. Instead of first coming up and then revealing how you truly feel. So that way, is it reciprocated? Because reciprocation is the game here, right? And I don't think it's fair that you're putting pressure on her by trying to lure her in because you're afraid to tell the truth, because you're afraid to say what you want to say. You're afraid to, you don't have no confidence in your ability to, make this work off the top. So in that essence, when it comes to that type of plight, nigga, you're a lame. And she's running circles around you. Think she don't know, stupid? You think you're being, oh, I'm gonna do this to make it like I'm a good guy? She knows what you're trying to do. But she gonna flip the game on you. Oh, well, I'm gonna take what I can to get up out of here. All you can eat. And that's where men are losing in this fucking game.
So that would be back to earlier in the conversation of basically going against basically like the nature of a man wanting to provide. Like men want to take care of their responsibility. Like you said, being the rock, men don't want to leave. So like that pretty much speaks to that. Like the delusion that you're saying that some men live in is the not wanting to separate from what it is that they're supposed to be responsible for.
Because what's the difference between a provider and transaction. What's the difference?
I mean, because I mean, because when providing is being taken advantage of, then it's nothing but a transaction. Because if this if the same thing I was doing before is now just like for example, I was paying all the bills in the house before, but now because we're separated, I'm paying all the bills and I gotta go live somewhere else. Now that's a transaction. Now I'm being taken advantage of. Like you're basically taking what qualified me to be with you as what I need to do to take care of you as I'm struggling on my own type shit. So like the men that want to build a family and provide are just trying to figure out like, all right, how the fuck do I do this the right way? Because some men do want a family. Like they want to be able to come home and, honey, I'm home. Like they want that goofy ass I Love Lucy shit.
But you can't buy it. And you can't play with it. You got to keep, you need to be understanding that this game that you're playing, transparency is your currency. You put yourself ahead, not behind. Because if you be transparent and she rolls, at least you saved yourself the trouble of disappointment, right? And you don't have as much feelings and emotions invested. It's a little bit easier for you to move on. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But once again, men act like they can't live without women. Women act like they can live without men. And this is the disparity. This is disparity. Now,
I don't know if I don't see that to be true at all.
You heard of women coming to space? I don't need a man. You don't hear about the independent movement?
I got you. Okay, cool. Right. So every woman that says they don't need a man is requiring men to do something for them to be able to. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about acting. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
But it gives them the leverage. Is what I'm saying, right? They act like it, and men fall for it. You get what I'm saying? Me and you know, Watts. We know, right? But there's a lot of dudes out there. Baby, I don't know. And they'll fall for it, right? But we know that they're acting. We know it. So that is what I'm saying. The keeping the real part.
What about the men that keep their women because they know if they let her go, she gonna drown?
Say that again.
What about the men that keep their woman because they know if they let her go, she's gonna drown?
If they got kids?
Let's say yes.
Oh yeah, of course, because they don't want men. We don't want our kids to see their mom look bad. Yeah, so yeah, we'll hang around for a little longer. We'll stick it out because the perception and the way we want our kids to see the women that we had the child with, we don't want that to be, we don't want to see her out here struggling and doing all that. We're not going to do that. Yeah, unless in you're a dope fiend or some extreme case, man, we just shut down, deal with it, and hopefully we can come around with the kids are your number one objective, even though she's our number one objective, but our kids are number one objective as well as the picture of the family. So yeah, we're not getting out. We'll keep working that shit out. Let's work it out. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to look, even though I know that if I pull the plug, yeah, but I don't want my kids looking at my, don't matter. So that's the difference. Men, we don't want our women we have a child, we don't never want her to look bad in front of our kids. We just don't want that, man. And I think that is a valiant thing, right? I think that's very valiant of men. We always want, even though we might not like her, even though we may, not be in love with her no more, not feel valued by her, but we still want, that's the mother of my child, and we hold that value much higher than what women hold it to us.
I disagree with nothing you said.
Okay.
Dang,
No
for
more.
real. Y'all ever been catfished before you were married?
I haven't been.
I've been catfished before.
Yeah.
I've been catfished. It was a girl. I thought she was so
I've
beautiful,
seen it though.
and I seen her without that makeup,
Oh,
and I was like, man, this ain't
that.
that.
Damn.
Like imagine if I had a hat on,
Yeah.
and then all you see was like the side of my braid.
Yeah.
And then you like, and then the hat come out. You like, oh, whoa,
Hold up.
what the hell?
Right.
What the hell?
You like what? Like what the hell? But I feel like that's common though, like to be catfished by for men too. Because a man to sit there, you might think he got some money.
Oh, facts.
You know what
Facts,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
He done pulled up to the club in the
You
yard.
just set it up real cool. Real
You done
smooth,
seen him
like,
by the bottles.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? He got a Roleo.
Right.
You know what I'm
That was
saying?
his whole paycheck. Damn, you went out 1 week and blew your whole paycheck. That's crazy.
just to get that ass.
And I see it happen. I've literally, and I told Ferrari this, I've literally seen men go broke in the nightclub.
Yeah.
Because I host parties.
Yeah.
I literally
For
have
a
seen
woman too, like just to impress this
multiple
girl.
men go broke, where it goes from like, because I'm like, how is this financially possible?
Yeah.
Not in the sense of money, but in the sense of like, how do you have enough time to go to a party every single week
Could never.
for the next
And
3
spend-
years
and spend
10,
8,
You-
$7,500.
You want to know what's crazy though?
That's crazy.
Those women that care and watch how much money you spend and how much money you spending on them, they don't like you. Because a woman that likes you don't want you to spend all your money because she's mindful of the union and the partnership that y'all are building.
There it is.
If that woman is like, oh, like women that are like, oh, I need to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair and your nails not already done? This should be a lifestyle. Like if you literally, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, because I have an appointment from here. I'm going to get my hair done. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I have my hair appointment. I have zero expectation for a man to be like, oh, here you go. You got to no. Now, if it happens, I love that for me, but it's not an expectation because it doesn't need to be. So I personally feel like us ladies, we got to get it together because it's that standard that's making men think that the transaction is okay. We hold the standard. It's all up to us at the end of the day as women, and we got to stop being so doggone cheap.
Because we see the clips of like, oh, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? What you
Right.
gonna do for me?
And then women will be like, well, I took my time to get ready. That man has time too. He took time out of his day to make sure that he prepared something. Hopefully he put some effort in. It's not just going to a thing. But this is another thing too, for the ladies that are listening. We got to be mindful that men with money, I'm doing air quotes right now, men with money or real men with money, a lot of the times what they're doing is just what they do. You are not special. So someone may think, oh my God, he flew me on a jet, or oh my God, he flew me first class, or oh my God, we went to this 5-star restaurant. Baby, that's what he does. You are not special. You insert girl here at this point, So I feel like we got to get really clear on what does each side have to offer. Are you looking for a dating experience, which is fine, or are you looking for partnership in life?
I feel like people should just be upfront and honest.
Facts.
Like, why you?
Thank you. That's the title of my show. Upfront and honest. Keeping it real. They just literally he just literally covered my whole show. Right? What I've been preaching. Because then when you do it that way, at least you know what's in front of you. Knowing what you get yourself into is a much better position than walk into a blind alley.
You just can't be like, listen, none of this is special. I do this all the time.
Facts.
Now you want to take this first class flight to come over here and let me knock the Mario coins out of you.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like women should do the same thing. Like, listen, I ain't never been to Costa Rica. I want to get a free trip over there. And we can do what we gonna do.
And that's okay. Do you, boo? Get it how you live
Nobody
it.
would be hurt
But
anymore.
I do think in certain cases that is being said because you'll see women say, "Oh, what you gonna do for me?" But then the guy that comes to do it, he's gonna do that, and it's gonna be transactional.
Yeah, every time. It happens every day. And this is the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. We're all adults. You could do whatever
sure.
you want to do with you. But number one, stop teaching these little girls that you got all this money from your business that doesn't exist. That's first and foremost. Second of all, stop acting like you have this perfect relationship when really it's transactional. You just call this person boyfriend or husband, or some people just have a roommate that they happen to sleep with because they want to split the bills 50-50. Right. So there's so many different things that we get into, and the transaction is the problem. But we women, we like, if we get pregnant, it's our fault. We got to take responsibility. We keep putting too much responsibility on the men. Oh, well, he shot up the club, baby. Why was he not safe? Whatever it could have been. Like, I just feel like we give away so much power that really is ours to have.
So if we were to get a takeaway from this, what would that be?
Takeaway would be your body is your temple, first of all, and that everybody has value. I'm not saying that anybody is better than any other person, because that's not real life. But the truth is, if you want to have the best, you've got to be the best. You've got to do your best to be your best self. You've got to work on being exclusive. You can't be everywhere. Like I said, if everybody can have it, what's special about it? Absolutely nothing. Set yourself apart by reading books, ladies. Grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and energetically. And you can attract any man that you want, as long as you also are doing the best with your genetic potential, because that's important too for a man.
And where can everybody follow you?
Hi, I'm Ms. Sarah Fontenot on all platforms, guys. That's MSSARAH FONTENOT. You can go to MsSarahFontenot.com, and
I guarantee I can take Miss Fontenay, pick her up, if I just pick her up like a toy, and drop her in a like you know how you drop a spider in a bowl of ants. If I could take her and drop her in a bowl of men, she would run circles, because everybody's going to be trying to do whatever it takes, right, to not be who they are to get her.
It's this 100-man versus gorilla conversation, because
I don't
know how. Because look, bro, I don't know how far inside of that she gonna come on, bro. I don't know how far inside.
You know what? I think I'm gonna do a show like that. You gave me an idea. Right? I think I'm gonna do Is the Woman the Gorilla? The 100. Right? Because think about it, right? Let's think about this, right? The women right now are the gorillas. They're the gorillas. Right? Because think about it, most men are beta simps, are pro women, right? And the women are taking advantage of that and pounding it. Right now, women are.
Where is it? I don't agree to that.
You hear Cynthia G? You never heard of Cynthia G, the Queen Maker? You never heard of them? You don't know that they exist? They got cult followings? You don't hear about this movement? Where you been at?
But to say that a majority of men are betas?
Yeah, betas are simps. It's a little diluted. I'll say yeah. Most men are betas, right? Because all men aren't leaders, really, truly, right? Just like when you go in, and how you notice when you go into the prison system, right? There's one leader and there's a whole bunch of niggas following, right? Because most dudes are followers. So most men are bilaterally, by default, followers who are put in a situation with a woman to try to be a leader. They're not really. Most men are beta. They're just, you know what I mean?
I think the prison system is an outlier example, though.
Well, it gives you a baseline, right, of man's makeup, right? Alpha versus you can clearly, like if you look at it, if you can watch it on video, right? You can clearly see.
Back on the chair.
No, put it back. Go ahead, about what you was doing.
You can clearly see. I'm not equating it in as far as, because it's just more intense, right? But I'm saying is you can clearly see personalities and how they thrive in that environment to get to leadership versus followers versus, you know what I mean? All the things. And now putting them in a relationship, right? It's these, like the leader, let's say the guys who both were leaders in those type situations, if they were in a relationship, they're going to be the leader. They're dominant personalities, right? If they're dominating most men, they're going to dominate anything they're in. Most men are followers. So you go in a relationship, they have no problem with, because of how I want to say this, because most men acquiesce to their women. They feel like they need their woman. They don't want to be alone. So they kind of fall into the followers role, happy wife, happy life type mindset. So it's but alpha, a guy he's not going to ever do that. He's gonna be who he is. This is why these guys are being canceled out a lot, right? A lot of these guys get divorced, and that's just I think that is the masculinity that's been under attack right now. Them guys ain't getting a lot of reps right now. Because a lot of women want to run the show. Simple.
And that's really me on like all platforms, you know? You feel me?
Just so you know, man, you
want to say something?
No. Just background. My bad.
Okay. All right, don't worry.
you be talking that shit. You
really do.
We're gonna have you on Ball Alert all the time.
Yeah. And the way you break
We're
it
gonna do this
down.
live too. We're gonna do a live in front of a live audience.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, now you
We
really
gotta do
about to
Ball
have
Alert
me
live.
like people like, go girl.
Well, after this episode comes
you-
out, I know for a fact people are gonna be like, oh my god, what's going on? And then we're gonna hit the ass with the boom. We're gonna do this
Yeah.
live.
But I think another takeaway is accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability.
For men and women, and let's
Men-
stop
hey, wait,
pitting
men
us against each other.
and-
That's it.
All capital A and D, men and where my camera at? Women. I know it hurt your chest. I know it hurt, boo. I know it hurt to be held accountable. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Just say sorry, man. Just can we add that to the takeaway? Ladies, say sorry back. Clip this up, Elise. Ladies, how hard is it for you to say I was wrong and actually mean it? Do you know what's gonna happen? Your ass gonna get ate. It's a crazy proportion. If you say, my bad, babe, I was wrong, you better be ready to get tooted and booted. If you say something like that, your man is gonna be turned all the way on
Facts.
just by saying, my bad. You know what? Just slide that in. Start there. Start small. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's start there. I know your chest hurt hearing it. I'm telling you, you're gonna be real strong.
I'm already talking to somebody. I don't know who you.
No, I'm just saying it just doesn't happen.
Well, how about we put some accountability on men? And you clip this up, Elisa. Men, it's okay to say I ain't got it. Stop going broke trying to impress people that don't give a damn about you. I've seen so many men go broke trying to impress 8 women.
Yep.
You don't need 8. You can't afford 8. It's okay to have 1. Some of y'all have 2, can't even afford the one you got. It's okay to say you ain't got it. All I'm saying.
You
That
wanna
was
throw- you
good.
wanna throw one
I
in there?
mean, damn, y'all really, y'all.
We passing the rock.
Right. I'm like, what do I even say?
Close this.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't think they're wrong. I don't think the everyday man is trying to impress 8 women. I think all of this is cool when you're talking about outliers, but like the everyday, the normal, I'm trying to take my ass to work and come home type of dude, like this don't apply to him. Like a nigga's not like most men are not in the club, bro. Like most men are not spending $8,000 in the club. I don't give a fuck what you say. Most men are not in the club every weekend. Most men do not fit what he just said. So do I disagree with what he said? No, but that's not most men.
But okay, so let's quantify this. We can't quantify this. Okay, so you're right. Most men ain't in the club. But are most men buying women dozens, thousands, of billions of roses? Yes.
Do I think most men are spending money on women? Yes.
Yes. So it equates to the same thing, right? It's basically, I think he's using the club as his experience more so, like anecdotal. But you can't equate that across the board, meaning, because let's be honest, most men are average. Most men ain't good looking. Most men don't have game, right? They don't have swag. They don't know how to go up and, especially a woman like her, right? You know how many dudes who are average would even dare to approach a woman like this? Believe me, out of 10, 0 is going to approach her. The average, and because the way she carries herself, the way she looks, presents herself as, you need to be the high value of some sort, and it's a high level to get that type of woman. And the men who are, I say, game ready will approach her, but they will get nowhere with her because she's already indoctrinated that she needs to see a level of eliteness with your economic fortitude. You need to be somewhere in a place that she thinks is suitable to even continue to talk to you. And she's going to chirp that right away. She's going to echo that right away. Don't, hey, what's up, mama? Oh, you looking good. Yeah, oh yeah, thank you. And she's going to put herself in a position that she's going to cut the conversation short by, okay, if she's interested, the next words come out of her mouth is, what is it that you do? Guaranteed. See, women, they keep it real, right? Most of them now, but back in the day, I granted, a lot of women were putting, because they didn't have access, so they really needed marriage, or they needed a man like to be attached to them. So yeah, they did a lot of lying and deceiving. Now, these women aren't doing that anymore. They are putting everybody understands what they want. 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches, emotional intelligence. I can run off like nothing. You can too. Because women came on here on these panels and said, this is what the fuck we expect.
You ever watch the Dave Chappelle show? You ever watch the Dave Chappelle show?
Yeah, somewhat. He's funny.
There's a segment on his show back in the day called "When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong." That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All of that, the 6 and the 6 and all of that, that's keeping it real going wrong.
Right. I agree with you. I don't think I don't know though. I have to,
because you said most men are average. Most men aren't that good looking. So what does that mean, Ruthless? That means that most men who get a partner are probably going to have a woman more attractive than them.
Yeah, that's true.
Just by default of what you just said.
Yeah, that's facts.
So that by proxy means that just because you feel like you qualify for a man of a certain. So the question they asked was, is your type limiting you? I think that applies more to women than it does to men. Is your type limiting you from finding, I don't remember the exact question, but it was at the beginning of this video, like in summation of all of this talking that she did. I think that affects women more than it does men. Because men have the ability to not be limited to their type. Because like you said, men are easy.
I agree with you. So let me quantify though, right? What you're saying, because I agree with you. But I agree with you, but I disagree with you. I agree with you long term. In a long term play, yes. Short term, no. For women, it doesn't affect them as much. Long term, yes. And so that's where we had to put it, but it still really doesn't affect them too. But see, this is where it doesn't affect them as much. A woman can friend zone 12 niggas. And sub them in and sub them out. I mean, I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 years waiting for the opportunity. That's where I think women don't really suffer in that aspect, which would be I would say the long term, because she can friend zone 12 guys. But to your point, where you're correct, that is the delusion, right? the delusion is affected because once that dream isn't met, it makes her a bit bitter, makes her kind of bitter, and it makes her less easier to deal with. So the guy who's going to get her on the back end is going to be crushed. Because now if she has to settle, she's no longer going to be, this is what we call coming with baggage, right? On the back end, if she was not able to maintain the man she truly wanted because of her imperfections and her things that she didn't take in consideration, right? And this is where you're right. This is the effect, right? Because now when she goes on the back end to pull that nigga out the friend zone, she's gonna dog walking. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna dog walking because she's not gonna really be happy, but she has to settle because her friends are watching, her family's watching, and guess what? Nobody's trying to take that loss. Girl, why aren't you married? Girl, what is it? What is it? You, right? So she's gonna get that friend zone and let him walk him down the aisle, keep him for about 5 years and divorce him. So short term, no. Long term, yes. In your point, the effect is, and to your point, 100 watts, it's a mental health. You know what I'm saying?
if anything, the short term decision is what's affected her more than anything. Like if she
gets the guy she wants though, and if she obtains what she wants, then she's good. I'm just saying. Right? If she gets lucky,
but what are the chances? That's what I'm saying.
Right. I understand what you're saying. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying
there's a better chance of getting drafted to the WNBA.
Remember, we're men. So from our perspective, we know better, right? We know if 25 and we got this chick who maybe not a 10, but she's a 6.5, and we get along, we're taking and we're digging her, we're keeping her as long as we can, right? We're gonna make that work, right? We ain't trying to friend zone her and go chase this 10, right? We're not gonna do that. So from our perspective, we know, oh yeah, you're damn right. I agree with you 1,000,000%. But what I'm saying from a woman's perspective, right? She feels she's entitled. So short term, it doesn't affect her as much because if she gets lucky and gets that dude, she wins. She wins, right? But if she don't, which is more probable, the long-term effect is going to be mental health because she's going to dog walk somebody, man. 2 or 3 different guys a day, a week or a month, whatever. They're going to hear all her pain because she's going to be miserable. Because women don't like to lose and they don't like to settle. And we're going to see right here. Let's look at this. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's watch this video.
Because I've been married for about 7 years and I don't even know if this is worth it. And not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just like not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I have a good man. I do. And that's not the point. The point is it's like you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Life is supposed to be experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling and all that. And I do all. But at some point, like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Like, you never have a moment to yourself. I really want girls to know, like, even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is.
Can we just say that this is the women that y'all want to vote? No, excuse me. These are the women.
She's
That's
a
what we
lesbian.
vote.
She just found out she's a lesbian, and that's no. This is how it happens. They get married to a good man. She can't say nothing bad about this man. Why are you crying? If you have a good man, and she's talking about, I just can't. It's because she's dreaming about that poussoir at night, and every time she roll over, it's
Wasn't that crazy, Watts?
First of all, poussoir is wild. First of all, poussoir is wild. But
this is why
I don't do well with people crying in the camera. I don't do well with that. That's
I don't think nobody does.
Bullshit.
I don't think nobody does, right? But this is what's happening, right? This is what's happening to these marriages. This is why picking well, vetting doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean nothing. You roll the motherfucking dice. Period. Now you can try to go with the probability versus probability, right? But at the end, you never know. You see her, he done nothing wrong. He's a good man. Probably gives her pretty much everything she needs. And she's, because you know why? She feels she settled for him. So now she's dog walking him.
And that shit is so fucking horrible. Like, the mindset of, for one, the word settle is being used as such a disrespectful term.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I do not understand it, because most people would be lucky to be able to settle. Like, to be able to say I settled for this, most people would be lucky for that, right? Like, there's people that go to court all the time with the intentions of getting a settlement. So it's being used as such a disrespectful term right now. Anyway,
it is. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
The idea that someone went through this entire process of dating, meeting families, being engaged, getting to know each other, having a bridal shower, getting married, and you still found yourself in front of a camera crying. What the fuck? For him, like, I'm thinking of the thought process of, like, for her man, like, my nigga, like, I did everything you asked. I did everything it is that you asked. So where did I fall short? What am I supposed to do? Because he was simply just trying to come out into the world, build a family, have kids, be able to do the bullshit Disney movie, picket in a fence, go to the park arm in arm, skippity doo dah day type shit. Like, he just wanted a normal fucking American life, and you were unhappy. And this whole communication and being transparent thing, like you're saying, men need to be transparent. Well, clearly she wasn't. Clearly she was not.
Well, once again, right, and this is what I'm saying is, when you're not transparent, this is, and you're doing everything to acquiesce, to make sure she picks you, to make sure you can get her over the hump, you know what I'm saying, to the marriage section. When you do all these nice things and you just try to, to please her, this is the risk that you take, right? That she's scared, she doesn't really want to tell you no, or she might give you some sympathy sex or something, whatever, right? Or just she feels a little bit obligated, right? Now, eventually, his time has been wasted, cost him a lot of money, and he's going to take this big L because she's going to break it to him. All that crying she's doing, she's going to hit him hit the folks. Right? She's going to hit him with the bowling ball. And this will be, because the way she was talking, this will be catastrophic. Right? I don't know how this is going to end. That's the way I'm seeing it, right? But this is happening every 10, 20 minutes right now. This is it. And this is why I tell dudes, when you marry a woman, you're not marrying the woman of the personality. You're marrying her emotions and her feelings. Those rule women, they invest a lot more in those things than we do. And this is why transparency is utterly even more important. And then because we as men have to understand, we're not dealing with somebody on the same level. And I'm not saying women are less than in a way of they're not valuable. But what I am saying is we do have to take into consideration the mental health part of the emotional distress. And this is what you call wild card. It's a wild card, right? Because you can do everything right. You can play to her emotions. You can try to cater to her ego, do all these things, right? But that wild card, that's what you can never predict, nor can you ever fix. And that's why it's very important. It's very important to be true to who you are and what you are, no matter who you with. Because at the end of the day, all these men taking upon these women and they can't fucking understand why this is happening is because they're not paying attention. The writing's on the wall. Now, in the 80s, okay. 70s, okay. Because, we didn't have social media. We didn't have all the information, YouTube information age. Now we got all this information. There's no excuse for a man not to understand that when you're dealing with an unstable creature like this, you have to be prepared for anything. And that, I'm just saying, she proved right there that she doesn't even understand why she's feeling this way, because this is the way she feels. And I'm going to end the show tonight. Thank you guys for coming. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Share. Thank you, Nidus, for coming through. See who else? Finesse Visions. Thanks for pulling up, big homie. I'll talk to you later, Faye. Until next time. But I'm going to sign off. Hit the like button. I'm going to conclude it with the last thing. If you can't keep it real, with the woman you love or the woman you want, then you're not being real and you guys will never make it. Till next time.